Good afternoon, and welcome back to Transformation Thursdays, where we highlight some of our agency's impactful work here in Northeast Louisiana. My name is Katie Terrell, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. Today's episode is truly special, and that's because we are talking about our R.I.S.E Treatment Center. We are starting to count down to the grand opening, which is set for June. More to come about the treatment center here in a few minutes. Our mission at Northeast Delta is to serve as a catalyst for individuals with mental health, developmental disabilities, and addictive disorders to help them realize their full human potential by offering quality, excellent care with greater accessibility. Our vision is to build a unified Northeast Louisiana where individuals are thriving and reaching their full human potential. The three tenets that guide our actions are greater access to services, excellent customer service, and quality, competent care. It is Thursday, March 26, 2026, and I'm so excited to bring more information to our followers today about our R.I.S.E treatment facility. This facility has been in the works for a couple of years now, and it's finally becoming a reality. Our team has been working diligently behind the scenes to make this happen here in Northeast Louisiana. We are set to open R.I.S.E in June, so we want to share more today about this exciting new treatment center here in Northeast Louisiana. On today's episode, we have Mrs. Janice Rogers and Ms. Alice Jones. Mrs. Rogers is our Director of Integrated Care here at Northeast Delta Human Services Authority, and Ms. Jones is the Administrator of LaArk Recovery. So first, we just want to welcome Ms. Rogers and Ms. Jones. Hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you both so much for joining us today. I know that this is a treatment center that both of you really have a heart for, and you see the impact that it could really bring to this community in our region. So let's just kind of jump in a little bit and talk more about it. So first, Ms. Jones, can you just, thank you first of all for joining us today. Can you first just tell us a little bit more about the facility that you're the Administrator of LaArk Recovery?
Yes, LaArk Recovery is an adult residential facility that provides care for individuals that are struggling with addiction and current core issues. We have ASAM 3.7 and 3.5. Currently, we have 72 beds for women and men. We service all over Louisiana. Just trying to provide treatment service for everyone.
Awesome. Will you tell us a little bit, because obviously we at NEDS are connected to LaArk. Can you tell us more about that connection, like how LaArk is related to Northeast Delta?
Well, we work closely with Northeast Delta to ensure individuals in the region have access to treatment. The partnership allows us to sort of climb throughout Louisiana Medicaid and help us connect with the right level of care at the right time.
Got it. So it's really just kind of making sure that the community is getting the needs that they have met through multiple different modalities.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So obviously up until now, we've really had clinics that are outpatient clinics. R.I.S.E will be something that Northeast Delta is spearheading that's a little bit different than that, since it's going to be inpatient. So Mrs. Rogers, I know that we've talked about R.I.S.E a little bit on Transformation Thursday up until now, but can you remind our audience of what R.I.S.E is and who it's truly meant to serve?
Most definitely. So R.I.S E, which stands for Reaching Independence Through Support and Education, is a residential treatment program specifically designed for pregnant women with substance use disorders, along with up to 2 of their dependent children, provided that the children are 12 and under. Now, what makes R.I.S E unique is we're not just treating one component of the individual. We're working with the whole person and the totality of needs that really help to initiate sobriety and long-term recovery. What also makes R.I.S E unique is that we're not just treating the mother. We are working to treat the entire family unit. We're working in a way where the women are able to receive intensive evidence-based treatment while keeping their children with them in a safe, supportive environment. This removes one of the biggest barriers to treatment that we've heard of in the past, which is fear of losing custody of their children, or even being separated from their children, and the children having to be displaced with a family member, foster parent, someone who can take temporary guardianship of the kids. So ultimately, our goal is to make sure that we're working to stabilize mom, of course, strengthening the family unit, and ultimately creating healthier outcomes for both the women and the children, for our region, and for our state.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine how much of a barrier that would be when you're trying to seek help. You're pregnant and you have children that are depending on you. So I'm sure that aspect of R.I.S.E is going to play such a big role, or I hope it plays such a big role in getting individuals care that might not have otherwise sought out care during that time of their life, which is clearly a very critical time of their life, but a very difficult time to seek inpatient treatment. So I'm curious, just from even obviously, Janice, you are really leading our integrated care services at Northeast Delta. Ms. Jones, you're leading a treatment facility that's a little bit different than R.I.S E, but still kind of with a similar goal and mission. So can you both tell us from your own viewpoint why this particular facility is so important for our region and for the state as a whole, for that matter?
Well, one of the things would be very important for R.I.S.E is because by me being here for the past 8 years here at LaArk Recovery, we do see, the disconnection with the mom having to leave the children behind with someone. It brings a more trauma, emotional bond. So R.I.S E will be a great benefit to cover some of those issues that every day where women do not want to come to treatment. They don't want to, like Ms. Janice said, they do not want to leave their kids behind. And then some of the trauma that the women are facing, they get afraid. They don't want that trauma be passed on to those children. So R.I.S E would be a great thing to overall treat the mom and treat the children too, because the children are going through this process, this journey with their moms or fathers too. So I think R.I.S E will be a tremendous thing to break down some of those emotional bonds and trauma. And then pregnant women. So when the pregnant mom got to leave her child, my experience working with some of the women here, leaving their child, the bond, the connection with those children. So they're able to go through this journey and still bond and connect and heal with those children in the process.
Yes. I just, based on exactly what Miss Alice is saying, R.I.S E fills a very critical gap that for so long has left unattended to for this particular population. It really, and historically, has put the moms in a situation where they've had to choose whether they are to seek out treatment for their substance use disorder, or whether they have to have their children go into some other type of care. Well, with R.I.S E, they're able to bring their children with them. They're able to get the assistance and support that's needed together. In the past, they've been forced to make a lot of impossible choices between getting the help and staying with their kids. Well, with R.I.S E, we're saying where we can help and where your child can come with you into treatment, we're going to support that journey. We're going to work with you to ensure that is able to happen. And then from a regional standpoint, this just really means increasing access to care for all of Northeast Louisiana, reducing the need for out-of-home placement, and then as a state initiative, just helping to address any maternal mortality rates, helping to propel our state into a direction where we're more innovative, where we are improving health outcomes, and really making sure that we're addressing any child welfare issues, substance use disorders as a whole, and just really making sure that our state becomes a staple for what it means for mental health, mortality rates, infant mortality rates, all of that.
I do think it speaks to the state that they're dedicating resources to something like this. I mean, you don't see treatment facilities like this very often. I know that this is kind of the first of its kind around here, And, we really want to spearhead that effort and show that it is possible to have a treatment center for pregnant women and let them bring their children with them, because up until now, it's been such a barrier to receiving services. And I even think, as y'all were talking, I was thinking about how impactful it must be for them to be around other mothers and other children, to be around other children who are going through some of the same things. So even just having that peer support, it is such a challenge for the mother and the child to go through that, but to have that support system, not only from professionals, but also from peers, I think can be a huge benefit to the facility as well.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you both so much for providing this additional information about our R.I.S.E Treatment Center. So just so all of our followers know, because the treatment facility is going to be opening in June, we're going to really start this countdown process to the opening. So that's going to include more of these Transformation Thursdays, more social media posts, providing more information. We will, at some point we'll post a way for individuals to get on a waiting list. So if you know anyone who would be a good fit for this facility, if you yourself are a good fit for this facility, please be on the lookout for those things. It's so important to you can go to our website at nedeltahsa.org. If you want more information right now, you can call us at 800-256-2522. That can be about R.I.S.E. That could also be about other services that we provide. The best way to really stay up to date with what's going on, R.I.S.E. related information, is to follow the Phoenix on social media. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, and X at NEDeltaHSA. I really encourage you to, if you don't currently follow us on any channels, to do so, because we do have such great events and great services to provide. Please, and there is a like and subscribe button there on the screen as well. So thank you so much, Miss Janice Rogers and Miss Alice Jones, for joining us today. Again, stay up to date on what we're doing, because we're going to only have more episodes like this talking about R.I.S.E. But thank you, ladies, so much. I really appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I encourage everyone who's watching to go be great today, and we will see you next time on Transformation Thursday.